Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Ojy Okpe is here to discuss our interview with girls and women's advocate Abisoye Ajayi Akinfolarin. Hello, Ojy.
Good morning, Dr. Bati.
Yes, good to see you.
Good morning, Leila.
Yes.
How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah,
How's your weekend?
Great, and yours?
Yes.
Fantastic. Great. All right. Abisoye Ajayi Akinfolarin is one woman who's redefining the role of women in our society. She's not only coaching and mentoring young girls, she's also empowering them with the tools necessary to build an army of women that will change their generation. Abisoye's advocacy stems from changing the lives of young girls from the most undesirable communities in Nigeria. That is why last year she was awarded with a prize that has given her much global recognition to bolster her campaign. Let's take a look. She is a girl child advocate, a social entrepreneur, and a women's rights activist. Abisoye Ajayi Akinfolarin is one of Africa's heroes. She is dedicating her time to liberate girls from underserved communities for the singular aim of unleashing their talents to the rest of the world.
I am actually afraid of what these girls can do. It's like what they can do, the world is yet to see it. The kind of opportunities they have access to right now, I didn't have access to them. And they are developing applications right now.
Abisoye began her career working for a technology audit and security company when she discovered a large gender gap in her community. Wanting to help close that gap and encourage more women in her field, Abisoye established a non-profit organization to assist girls in developing technology skills through various programs, including Girls Coding. Girls Coding! Abisoye's non-profit organization, the Pearls Africa Youth Foundation, has helped over 400 underprivileged girls within the ages of 10 and 17 to gain the technical skills by offering a free girls coding program that will help transform their lives forever. One of her proteges is Ojy Okpe, a 17-year-old girl who has lived her entire life on the world's largest floating slum, built on the famous lagoon in Lagos, Nigeria, Makoko.
My name is Sharon. I'm 17 years old. I live in Makoko community. I'm the 11th child. My mom is a trader while my dad is a fisherman. Most of the people, they are fishermen. The women are always the traders. They are the ones that sell the fish. My friends, many of them, they are married, they have children, so I'm only trying my best to differentiate myself. It was in 2015 that Mr. Abisoye came to Makoko community to train girls about computer. So I said, okay, I would go.
In November 2018, the cable news network CNN honored individuals from around the world who make extraordinary and remarkable contribution to humanitarian aid while making a difference in their communities. And Abisoye became the first Nigerian to make the top 10 list of CNN heroes.
It is my honor to present CNN hero Abisoye Ajayi Akinfolarin.
Thank God, and thank you, CNN.
Abisoye is not only a CNN hero, she is Nigeria's heroine, championing women empowerment. I met up with the activist where she was hosting young girls and mentors to talk about her journey and life after such a remarkable achievement. Abisoye, welcome to the program.
I have to say, it was so amazing to see you walk up those stairs to receive your award in your Nigerian attire.
Yes,
how important was that for you?
It was actually a personal thing, because even though a couple of people said they wanted to style me, and I said I want to wear Nigerian because I happen to be the only African. First Nigerian, then that particular year, 2018, only African. So other people from Peru, America, and I was like, then I need to look different. I need to look like what I look like in my country, what I will wear to probably a wedding or an event. And I thought to make the outfits.
You mentioned the name of those girls as the real heroes for your award. Tell me about that. I mean, why was that important for you to actually highlight that?
So I am actually afraid of what these girls can do. It's like what they can do, the world is yet to see it. So I know for a certain that many of them will be bigger than me, better than me, and be more achievers. And the kind of opportunities they have access to right now, I didn't have access to them when I was growing up. They use laptops, internet is as fast as we are watching a movie and stuff like that. And they are developing applications right now. I didn't develop anything when I was 14.
And just the fact that they are not your regular girls. These girls are from really underprivileged circumstances. And just having them, you know, be able to come out of that type of community to embrace what you're teaching. Abisoye, I tell you, if you come to me and tell me, I want to teach you how to code, I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, because it's like some weird figures that pop up at you. Tell me, how has the reception been for these girls to learn how to code?
Funny thing, the reception wasn't as nice as it is right now when we started. When we started, there was a lot of talking, using everything you can find to make examples, telling them how they can make money by developing technologies. And of course, it still sounded like jargons to a lot of them. You're talking about people that, prior to that, they've never seen computers before, or they've seen from far. And you're not telling them that a computer can do this, and they're like, duh. You're even talking to them that, oh, there's this guy called Bill Gates, and they're like, who's that? So I remember I had to go down to the level of, okay, look at this money. You know that you can be given this money and you can actually make the money. Which would you prefer? And they said, oh, we want to make the money. How can we make the money? And I said, this can actually lead you there.
So you run a school right here in Lagos, as well as other little places in Ibadan as well. Jos as well. How are you able to manage all of those locations at the same time?
Funny thing is that our core program runs during summer. And that is because girls are on break from school, they're not doing anything.
Okay, so they're all summer programs that you run. It's not really like an
There is a regular program that only happens in Lagos. And that's because girls living in the nearby area or the environs of the center can easily come over from after school.
You run this whole program through your foundation. Oh, yes. How are you managing?
When we started, it was simply family friend support, which means a lot of in-kind support. I mean, I realized that you can partner with people or NGOs bigger than you if you're small or you're just starting out. And if they give you the space to use on weekends, that's fantastic. Or many people can't give you the space to use or their center to use during the week because they're busy. So that's how we started. We started on weekends. Okay. We realized that we can't make long-lasting impact when we just run a once-a-week program. The following Saturday, the girls have probably forgotten what they learned before. Absolutely. So we needed such a program like this. So we used the in-kind support, technical support, to build up track record for those who have the money to now fund us to see what we've done in the past.
So you know, talking about funding, I also understand that you take some of these girls to tech companies and to show them, you know, what to do. Are there any companies that you are collaborating with, and how has the reception been?
We've taken them to a couple of companies in the past, and we're still doing that. We've taken them to Union Bank, and we've taken them to Andela, we've taken them to IBM, taken them to Google, Microsoft. Oh, okay. And of course, the reason for that is just for them to aspire to be like the people they see, be in that environment. And many of them were like, I want to work here. And I was, yeah, it's possible, and that's what we're teaching and exposing you to the kind of environment where you'll be working. Yeah, so those are the kind of companies we've taken them. For collaboration-wise, yeah, we've been working with Union Bank for the past 2 years. And U.S. Embassy has been like #1 supporter from the beginning.
So do you get funding from any of these corporations?
Oh, yes,
okay,
yes.
Great.
Union Bank funds us. U.S. Embassy funded us like 3 times in 3 years, you know. Those are the main people, core people, who, you know, they've been with us.
And I know that from the award that you got, the CNN Hero Award, you got about $10,000. Yes. I'm sure that went a long way with your foundation.
Oh, yes. One of the things I'll say that did for us, even though we've always been doing this work, yes, the exposure is massive, is global, and people we've been talking to before that didn't even listen to us are calling us now for meetings. Okay. While some that didn't even know about us, got to know that we exist, and they're asking for, a calendar for the year, how we run our programs, how can we work together, and stuff like that.
And so tell me about your foundation. How did you start it? What inspired you? Yeah. How did that all come about?
What inspired my foundation is actually my personal journey, and I thought to give young girls the same opportunity I got growing up. And for many of them, for instance, their parents didn't go to school. And so you can imagine what they can give their own children. Many of them are still trying, putting their children in public schools and everything. But I believe that I went to public school all my life, basically. But I'm where I am today. I'm a developer. I'm a founder of this organization. And I sit on different, tables around the world, having discussion about girl child education in Nigeria. So I believe they can go very, very far if you give them, more opportunities to either learn or learn new skills or things that are not even being taught in school. Teach them. Because right now, you find a lot of people graduating from university and not having a job. But you can imagine if they had a couple of skills while passing through school. Today, they won't be looking for a job. They'll probably be developing applications here and there. Yeah. So my personal journey, I combine work, school, business together, and I thought right now you can learn from developing apps to internship to job placement. And even if you're not in school, the good thing about technology is that you can learn regardless, and you can work and be in school at the same time.
And then your foundation is primarily focused on underserved girls in particular.
Yes.
Yes, and you have chosen Makoko as a community that you, want to get girls out of. Yeah. Walk us through that process. What was your first impression when you went there?
Well, to be honest, I didn't just walk into Makoko because there's Makoko there. I went through 5 people to get to Makoko, which was someone that knows someone that knows someone. So you can't just...
Oh, is that how difficult it is to get in there?
Well, I don't know how other people do what they do, because you can't walk in. Even when I walked in, they're a little bit hostile, and it's really not their fault. Okay. I think the government has been trying to take over their space for a long time. Yes. And so when they see people with cameras, they're like, what are you doing here? This is where I live. Get out. The first time, I didn't have camera with me. And the first time, because I already know someone inside the place, he helped me to gather girls together to talk to them. Okay. So we did like 1 or 2 classes there and realized that, okay, you want to change people's view and mindset. You can teach them where they live. They won't see beyond where they are, so why not take them out of the place? Okay. So when I got into the place, I'm like, are you sure I'm supposed to be here? I mean, when I saw what I saw, I was like, is technology the answer to this question right now? Am I supposed to be doing this? And I started thinking, I was worried. I actually wanted to run out of the place. Like, I'm not sure what I'm bringing here is what they need.
What was your first impression?
Whoa. Immediate impression, I was just dumbfounded. I wasn't sure where I was. I was lost, just looking at what I was looking at, and it's like a maze. Even I've gone there more than 20 times in my life. You can't tell me to go there now, and I know where I'm going to, because there are different pathways, exit, entrance, different points to get into Makoko, different places.
And these people call that place home. And I've heard a lot of different stories from different people, and I've done some research. And I understand that some of them actually want to be there.
Makoko is a case study. It's not something you can fully understand. It took me a while to understand a lot of things about what goes on in that place. Some people, that's what they know to be home. There's nowhere else. Are you trying to take them out? Well, it may be a thing of mindset change to take people out of where they are used to. So it may not just be a physical, takeout. It may be a thing of mindset, and that's what we try to do when we take girls out. We bring them here. It's conducive enough. There's water dispenser. Drink water as much as you want.
And how do they feel?
You should see when they're coming from after school. They rush to the water dispenser, start taking cold water. At times, they even get water and take it home in their big bottles. So they feel like this is a second home for them. Okay. At times, some are going to school and something happened, menstrual cycle started, they come here. Because we have a box in the restroom for sanitary towels and stuff. They're like, I can't go to school, my menses started, what can I do? And we could give sanitary towels.
I want to follow up on a girl, Sharon Okpe.
Yeah.
She shares the same last name as I do.
Yeah, she does.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
And this amazing girl developed an app that she could use to help her father and other fishermen in her community to have access to what they're selling. What is the progress with Sharon?
The good thing with that is every project we do here is a teamwork. We try not to do isolated projects because peradventure you are no longer, maybe you're no longer in Lagos. It has to continue. Other girls have to take up. So about 5 people developed that project. Okay. Yeah. So Sharon and a couple of other girls were like, this is a problem this particular community is facing. And she's from there. How can we, develop a solution towards that? The platform is actually doing well. It's still running. People are actually still placing orders. Yes, it's doing well. Sharon herself is in a boarding school right now. Private.
She is.
Private boarding school right now. And she's
and
doing
I know
well
that
in
one
school.
of her dreams is to go to Harvard.
Yeah, a couple of people actually showed interest in that, saying that how can we send her to Harvard like right now? Like, okay, wait, she has like 2 more years to go.
So besides teaching, what is the ultimate goal for girls coding?
To be honest with you, I'll say Girls Village.
Girls Village.
Yes. A place where girls can learn, live and learn kind of environment.
Okay.
And you're learning different skills. You're not just learning technology. For instance, the program we're doing currently is about mentoring. There's nothing about technology there because there's a lot more the girl child needs. You need a skill, you need a soft skill, you need character building, especially because they're coming from where they're coming from. There's a whole lot more you need to actually input to get the desired output from them.
Okay, so tell me, what are some of the projects that some of your girls have been passionate about? I know Sharon was passionate about this.
Yeah, besides the Makoko Fresh project, there's also Break the Blade.
Break the Blade.
Yeah,
yes.
actually the girls came up with that name because we were like, we don't want the obvious name, which is a female genital mutilation, and they came up with it. They said this is the problem, this is the reason why they want to provide a solution to it. And the kind of solution they're preferring to is how the website can be an app that can report cases of FGM before they are practiced.
Okay, so besides Makoko, what other underserved community are you working with?
Internally displaced people. Like 2 years ago, I got to know about IDP camps in Lagos. That actually, people who left Borno State to live in Lagos. So we worked with them for 2 years. And it's amazing what you find with people from places like that, even on the surface. It's like the saying that brilliance is evenly distributed and opportunities no. It's not everybody that have access to certain things or opportunities. And we realized that we paid a bit of school fees for a particular girl, not because we knew what she was going to do when she gets to school. She's actually from IDP camp. And she showed us her first year results. She couldn't gain admission in University of Lagos or Ilorin or anywhere close, but she had to go back to Maiduguri. And her first result was 4.67.
Wow.
Accounting, yeah.
That's completely amazing.
And when I asked her about the second semester, she was like, I'm not sure I'm going to do well because it was really, really tough. And what she showed me was 4.44.
Wow.
So you can imagine the kind of brilliance we have in people, but you never discover or see them if you don't give them opportunities to shine.
That's true. And so you're so focused on the girl child.
Oh, yes.
Any opportunities for the boy child?
Oh, yes. Right now in Nigeria, both are important, but I just won't have boys and girls learn in the same place, especially when it comes to what we do. So what we plan to do, because people reach out and say, I have 3 boys, which means they don't have any girl.
Yes.
What can you help me to do? And most of the time, I just hook them up with people who actually train, both gender. So we are not neglecting them totally, because if I find somebody who is passionate enough, for instance, everything we use to train the girl child will be given to them to use.
Okay.
Every form of mechanism, either curriculum, how we do what we do, please just train the boy child, because we know both actually very, very, very important. Okay,
so what's next for Abisoye Girl Coding Pearls Foundation?
We are currently expanding. We want to expand to about 10 states before the end of the year. 10 different states, and we have people reaching out, to support the expansion. We have the newly elected governor of Lagos State, for instance, who we are currently speaking with in terms of expanding to public schools in Nigeria, because over time, we struggle to get into public schools. It has never been easy, because we even started with public school. We didn't plan to go to communities. We planned for public school, and the stress took 6 months, 7 months for letters to be approved, and we started going to communities.
Wow.
So, but with the relationship we have now with the Lagos State, government, that's not going to be a problem anymore. Because right now, even schools are asking us to come and train people. Okay. And that's because they found other girls developing apps on TV. Yeah. Girls are being interviewed on BBC and stuff like that. They're like, what's going on? Our girls are here too. And I'm like, really?
I spoke to one of your girls, Hope.
So what do you make of the right of a girl child?
Mostly in Africa, like I said, the rights of a girl child are being violated in Africa. So I see they're building a website to create awareness, making people know that we girls, our rights are to be respected and not to be trampled upon. Building such website, because some people don't know about it. Mostly in Africa, because African culture, they look at girls as inferior to men. So creating awareness like that and maybe working towards it and creating an app will create a light to the world, knowing that we girls are also part of the world and we have to be respected.
Yes. She is the hope for Nigeria. I mean, she was so passionate about being a web developer and really taking girls and changing the narrative for girls. Abisoye, I want to say thank you so much for honoring my invitation, and huge congratulations, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I mean, that's quite exciting, inspirational, and our example is worthy of emulation and of recommendation to other Nigerians, either they are young women or they are young men. Yes. Because this is clearly a case of an individual making a difference, mentoring younger girls, providing opportunities for girls from the slum, which is really, to have a different kind of meaning to their lives. Very few women are engaged in STEM in Nigeria. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And here you have this young lady, because she's young, she was born in 1985, doing this. So the recognition that she has, received from CNN is well-deserved, and I'm surprised that it's only Union Bank and the U.S. Embassy supporting her. I thought I was going to hear that, she has received support from, maybe state government, right, Lagos state government or the Nigerian government. And I think that, this state, what we've seen now, maybe some other people, policymakers out there, will also see it or get to hear about her story and provide support, because what she's doing is really noble. Right. She's been called the coding hero, but you are right, she's also a Nigerian hero. She's a Nigerian because not too many people this young show this level of initiative. Yes. And I want to congratulate you on fishing her out.
Yes, I had to.
And giving her this kind of leverage.
Yes.
It's a good one.
What I found curious was the fact that she actually wanted to do this in public schools, and she couldn't get access to the public schools. She was offering free girls coding programs, free programs, actually, and she couldn't get access to have them, have that in their curriculum. And I thought that was quite strange at first. And
it's a shame.
Yeah, it's quite a shame. Well, but now she has support.
We should be advocating for her, for the state government, for the federal government.
Yes, she does have support right now with the new incoming, the governor of Lagos State right now. And I think that he's making good strides to try to have that curriculum put in the public school system.
Thank you very much,
Absolutely.